Good evening, esteemed faculties and all the delegates. Thank you for joining. This is Sahiti on behalf of Shield Connect, welcoming you all for today's webinar on the Voices of Wonder FOGSIANS, organized by TNFOG. It's my privilege to introduce our MOC of today's webinar, Dr. Shelva Priya ma'am. Ma'am is the Fertility and Fetal Medicine Specialist, Director of Spring Fertility Fetal Care in Nagakoil and Kanyakumari, and also Senior Consultant at Fetomed departments at various hospitals. I welcome you, ma'am, and I hand over the session to you.
Thank you so much, dear. Good evening and vanakkam to everyone gathered on this beautiful evening, the March 8th International Women's Day. I welcome all the dignitaries who have first agreed to be part of this brilliant show. And thank you so much, dear Ramani madam and Sampath madam, for organizing this particular show with treating our own people as our inspiration and as our heroes. So this will be very special because today we are not here to discuss about academic excellences, but we are going to personally get inspired by our own people, our own madams, our own leaders, and the people who have achieved from our fraternity. So thank you once again for joining us on this beautiful evening. And before we start this meeting, I would also like to ask you on a lighter note. We are all very, very, very aware. Do we have a prayer song? Can we just first go with the prayer song?
Yes. Welcome, Dr. Suchitra. Good evening. Good evening.
சிறந்த திராவிடர்கள் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு திரை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் வணங்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனே
No, you can join, madam. Whoever is joining, yes. Okay.
Hearty welcome once again, everyone.
Okay.
Tamil Nadu Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology, we take great pride in inviting you all for this session for International Women's Day. So we just had the prayer song, and I request our Tamil Nadu Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology President, our Madam Ramani Devi, to give her presidential address for today's evening.
So good evening, everybody. This is actually the first program what we are going to conduct after I took over as the president of Tamil Nadu Federation of OBGYN. And see, this is a very special day for us, being an International Women's Day. I thought what I can do today as a special program. See, I don't want anything in academics because all 365 days we are into academics. And after the COVID period, especially, almost every day, people are joining 2 or 3 webinars. I think we are fed up of that. So instead, I thought it is the theme for the year is Inspire Inclusion. So I thought, what will be the what opinion we can get from our own past presidents of FOGSI who had taken this FOGSI to greater heights. So to quote Dr. Vivekananda's words, once he was asked, who is the strongest woman? He said, doctors are the strongest woman. So in this day, I think we have to push ourselves, and this is possible only when we, the women folk, the doctors are capable of pushing ourselves on, and that can be only with the motivational talk that has been given by the previous past presidents. And today we have with us the member parliament, our own fraternity member, Dr. Kanimozhi, who has been a politician, and the entire family of Dr. Kanimuli is into politics. And I know this is 33% of the women's rights, women's entry into the politics and women's entry into all the electoral thing. I think it will pave our way to take us forward. So with this, I don't want to take much of your time, but anyway, I wish every woman of this universe to have a happy, healthy future, which is possible. The health of the woman is possible only by us. So we as doctors, and especially the OBGYNs, we need to educate our population, empower our population, and that is ultimately we have to take care of the health of the women, because we know the motto of my the theme of my year, this TNFOG, is women's health is wealth. I think this can be achieved only when all of us work together, enlighten the women, educate them, empower them, and motivate them, and take care of their health individually. And they should push up in every aspect, and they should be economically independent also. For that, we need these women to educate themselves and then empower themselves. And not only that, they should be self-sufficient financially. All these things are possible unless the women are educated. So with this, I thought this day will be very fruitful if we can get the messages from all our past presidents and our own fraternity MP, as well as two of the youngsters whom I thought I need, how they had reached this position. Dr. Arati and then Dr. Nandini, who was a Yuva orator in our own ASCOG 2020. So now let us move on to the next program.
Thank you so much, Ramani Madam, for bringing up this brilliant program for this International Women's Day. And before we go, I also want our TNFOG Secretary, our Sampath Madam, to please register her views for this program.
Good evening, Selva Priya.
Hello,
I'm
Madam.
Organizing the program by you. As our President, Dr. Ramani Madam told, this year we thought we should do the Women's Day in different program. The all program is designed by Dr. Ramani. I want to tell about TNFOG. That is the Tamil Nadu Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology. This is 3 years old. We have 20 societies and about 3,600 members. So this main TNFOG is to do academic programs and all other CMEs, webinars. This Women's Day, as all of us know, in 1900, that is where the time of great expansion and turbulence in the industrialized world. As all of us know, the Women's Day in 1909, 15,000 women marched through New York City demanding their pay and rights and everything. So now from 1911, they started that Women's Day in Australia, and after that we are conducting on March 8 every year. This year, the TNFOG new Women's Day should be different. So we are involving all the presidents, almost all the women presidents of our FOGSIANS, how they came to their position, as Ramani Madam told, and our own Dr. Kanimuli. She is the MP in our nation, and the two young Dr. Arti and Dr. Nandini to have the news. And we wish, I wish all the members to be there till the last minute of the program and hear from our fraternities how they achieve this post which they are now. Thank you, Dr. Silvapriya. We can proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam. Thank you so much.
Happy Women's Day to everyone.
Thank you so much, Madam. So, Ramani Madam, can we first go to our chief guest, Dr. Kanimuri Madam, to begin with?
Yes, of course.
Because I know how, and we all know.
Precious for her.
Very precious. So we are taking our Kanimuri madam first, and she's a member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha of Tamil Nadu, and State Medical Wing President and spokesperson for DMK, and founder and chief consultant at Taimai Women's Clinic and Daycare Center. Dear Dr. Kanimuri madam, hearty welcome to our program today, and we are very proud that one of our own person is here as our chief guest today. And today's program, definitely we are going to get inspiring messages from you. But I, as somebody in this place and looking up to you for whatever you have established, I will start with a very simple question, madam. We are finding it. Can we have it on the main screen, please? Uh, okay. So, madam, are you hearing me?
Yes,
Madam?
ma'am, I'm able to hear you, Pa. Go ahead.
So, thank you so
The
much.
video
So,
is off, madam.
Madam?
Your video is off, Kanimuri.
now it's fine. Now it's fine. Now we are able to see.
Okay.
So, Kanimuri, madam, I'm just, I know I'm going to give few minutes to you for elaborating whatever you need to register your thoughts. But before starting, as doctors, we are finding it so hard to balance family and profession. But you, in addition, along with family and profession, you also have politics, which is such a major responsibility. So, we are really looking forward to know how you are devoting your time and energy and balancing everything so perfectly. And hearing it from you would be the very good inspiration for many of us who always keep cribbing that there's no time, no time. We really are looking forward to hear what you have to tell all the others in the fraternity who complain about timings.
Thank you, Dr. Selva. That was a wonderful question which you have put into me. And respected Ramani madam and respected Sampath Kumari madam, who has given me an opportunity to come here and talk before all my thoughts and whatever Selva has asked with me. Actually, I also wanted to share what I'm really doing. Basically, I was an obstetrician and gynecologist. Even today, I am an obstetrician and gynecologist, and I still this minute practice. I haven't given up my practice. I don't have any thoughts of giving up the practice in the future, also, whatever I turn to be. Because education is one thing which my parents have given to me to empower myself. I think I have to keep moving forward with that education. So, that one thing I will always have it in my life. Then, how am I managing? Yes, that's a lovely question. My father wanted to me to be a doctor and do a gynecology. That was his dream of life. But my mother was the backrock of all these things. After my father's demise, I was only practicing my mother, being the daughter-in-law of N.V. Nagarajan, who was the founder of DNK, and wife of Mr. N.V. Somu, my father, who passed away as a union minister, wanted the legacy to definitely continue in the family and somebody should take it up. I have a brother who's done his ENT and is practicing, but he's a very soft-spoken. He's not a very outgoing character as what I am right now. So she wanted me to get into politics. That was the time I said that is not an easy for a gynecologist to enter into politics, even if it was for something else where you have your evening practice of between 6 to 10, you admit patients and you have all these cold cases. Ours is always on the foot. She said, you have to do it. You did something for your father. So what are you going to do for me? I wanted to become a doctor. I was not able to do because my father put me in a Tamil medium school. And I had educated you giving a convent education with all the toughs we have brought you to this kind of a level. I don't want you to waste your education. You have to move forward. That is the time I had made my entry into the politics. But she has always been a backbone. Today, what I am, I really dedicated to my mother, who has been a rock behind all these. What I am today, I really dedicate her. That's really hats off to her. Anything, whenever I come down in energy and I sit down, she'll always be there. எல்லாம் முடியும், get up and push off. அதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணும் இல்ல, just take some rest, push, you can do. என்ன பண்ண போற வீட்டுல உட்காந்துட்டு? I am not a person who sleep too much. We all of us don't sleep too much. Hardly 5 hours of sleep is enough for a gynecologist. So that's one thing which helps us to keep going. That's why always you see any doctor who's coming into politics, easy for them to handle because we sleep less and we still know how to cope up ourselves. And we can read faster than them because we have always read voluminous amount of portions in a very short period of time. It's easy for us to capture it inside even at the last moment and keep going. That's the real strength of our doctors. That only is keeping us going in our political profession too. And we always, as doctors, carry an edge over the rest of the politicians who is existing. Because even when I go to the parliament, when I introduce myself, oh, you're a doctor, you're a gynecologist. That is how the world looks at us. So really, education empowerment, as Ramani madam said, a woman has to be empowered, so she has to get educated. That one thing can never be taken away from us from our last breath is what I would like to put it in front of you. The other thing what madam said is we should have it as the today's agenda, like inclusion of the inspiring of the what it she said was the inspire inclusion. Yes, today is also Mahashivaratri, which we cannot forget. We all of us get reminded of the Ardhanarishwarar, who gave half of his body to the women. So Sakti Lail Sivanillai. So men is nothing without a woman. So that is what we are. I always have a joke to say to all the patients who come and say that they don't have a male baby. I always call male babies, this is on the lighter side, not hurt anyone. Male babies are always deficient, ma. உனக்கு தெரியாதா 2 குரோமோசோமும் முழுமை அடையாம ஒரு ஹேண்டே இல்லாம இருக்கிறது தான் ஃபீமேல் மேல் பேபியா பிறக்கும். ஒய் மட்டும் அதுல ஒரு லிங்கே இருக்காது பாரு. நம்ம முழுமையா எக்ஸ்ன்னு இருப்போம். அவன் பாரு பாதி இல்லாம இருப்பான். அவன் குறையில தான் பிறக்கிறான். அதனாலதான் அவன் மேலா இருக்கிறான். நீ ஏன் இப்படி யோசிக்கிற? உன்னை முழுமையான ஒரு பிம்பமா நீ யோசின்றதான் I always tell the patients, and that's how I always convince them. And I always say, உனக்கு மகாலட்சுமி பிறந்திருக்கு. You will always be blessed with full till the end of your life, because a girl will never chase out the parents out of the house, and she will definitely take care of that. As a woman, I still take care of my mother. At this age also, she always looks forward for me. She waits to have the breakfast. She waits to have the dinner. Probably lunch, I'm always out of house, which I'm not able to. But still today, more than 2 days, if she doesn't see me nowadays, with all the technologies, we have taught her how to use the video call. She comes on the video. What are you doing? Where are you? I haven't seen you for 2 days. That's the mother love, which is inborn character of all the OGCians. Actually, than all the other departments, I find OGCians are always multitasking. We take care of the deliveries, we take care of the OPs, we take care of our own children, we take care of the family, we take care of the in-laws, we take care of the kids. Everything all in a single platter, we have it in front of us. But still, the next day morning, all of us would get dressed very well, fresh looking as beautiful red roses, and we march to the hospital. That is one thing credit which goes to all of us, which all of us have to applaud for ourselves. So that is one thing you asked. And about my parliament thing, we all doctors in parliament, we are trying to bring about a private member bill for the doctors, known as the medical readdressal disputes. Because in medical fraternity, we are having so many disputes, but that disputes are not being handled separately. We are just treated as one another consumers range. So to delineate from that, we are all doctors in the parliament are working to bring a separate act for us, so that our cases are dealt separately in a better way and in the most dignified manner, and we are much respected. So I've also put a private member bill. I think if that comes into it, we'll be more dignified even as the amendment laws and everything. I think all of you would be aware of the France, which has made abortion as the constitutional rights. I think yesterday it was announced. Abortion in France is nowadays a constitutional right for a woman. They have all the right to get aborted by themselves. They need not ask anybody. I think next we should also look forward to giving women that opportunity. Of course, there is 2 sides of the coin. Women might use it in the other way also. But a right to deliver, I think a woman should be in a position to decide, cutting across what education, what family, what caste, what creed she is. I think with this, I switch over the mic to the rest of the people. Thank you, Selva.
Thank you so much, Kanimuri madam. And in spite of balancing the professional life, your family life, and your political life, you've also a visual delight to us right now, wearing a nice sari. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm sure that you're doing everything in your limits to keep your family members also not miss you much. So this is exactly why we have chosen somebody from our own fraternity, because we always keep cripping, don't have time for ourselves. And sometimes some of us feel so proud to say, I'm so busy, I don't even have time to eat, I don't have time to holiday. But I think the right people will always know the right way to balance everything in life, and we have 24 hours, and being really we are already smart, like how madam says, we have two full X chromosomes. I think if we manage it properly, we still have more time to do more productive things. That is the woman
Yes.
power. I don't know if there is any other practicing surgeon who's actively into politics in a post right now doing what madam is doing. So I think we all have to give a big applaud for her for being this brilliant, an logician who is in emergency service, balancing her family and profession and politics. This is brilliant. Thank you so much, Kanimuri madam, for being such an inspiration. We will definitely take this forward and never crib that we don't have time for anything in life. Ramani madam, again, thank you for choosing her to be here with us.
Yeah.
Should we go to our...
Dr. Kanimuri, wholeheartedly, I thank you. I think the best person to handle work-life balance is only an logician.
See?
Very
We,
true, ma'am.
we don't, actually, not even a minute is wasted. And we are an inspirational force for our followers, our patients, our children, everybody. And I'm also proud to say, my also obstetrician. She was the first obstetrician for Trichy. She's now 91 years old. And all her 5 sisters are doctors and 2 sisters are doctorates. So what they have achieved is only through education and empowerment. She hails from a small, like Selva's place, Nagarkoil, where my grandfather was a lawyer, and his only thing was to educate all his children. So he never bothered that he had so many girls and he had only one son. So it is for us to motivate ourselves, inspire ourselves, that we should bring about a future generation which will care for the women, because which will care for the girls. See, we had an incident that happened last week at Pondicherry, where a small girl was molested. So that thing should not happen. See, who are going to see that is wrong, because the parents have not, the mother has not taught the son that they should equally, gender equality should be there. So that is the reason why we have that incident had happened, and we are very all the people, all the mothers are really feeling very sad that it should not repeat once again. Thank you, Dr. Kanimuri. On behalf of TNFOG, our sincere thanks to you for having your presence here. Thank you.
Kanimuri madam, thank you once again.
Selva, I
Thank
think
you.
next
Thank
Dr. Suchitra.
Suchitra madam, yes. So
Yeah,
we are going
Suchitra
to
madam
have...
you can call her.
Yes. So next we are going to have our Suchitra Pandit madam. So we have chosen it's not, there is an intention there, not just because it has to be star-studded, but there's an intention behind choosing our own people, because the ladder in life, the journey of life of a woman is not easy, even for a simple woman. For a working woman, it's even more tough. I'm not trying to say that a homemaker is facing a easier ladder to grow up in life, but everything is tough. But to be on the top, it takes something, some top-notch, inspiration is always required. We are having a Suchitra Pandit madam, and she is the consultant in Department of OB-GYN Surya Group of Hospitals, Mumbai, and she's been a past president of FOGSI, and she's been a dear, inspiring leader to many of us here. And we have to learn from our own leaders how they have come to this position, because as they always say, when you have to fight your enemy, when you know where the people are, it's always easy. But when a working woman, she attains an excellence in her field, and she attains a space in her life, there are so many things she has to balance in her personal life. So there is always something which we are going to learn from you, Suchitra madam, and we know about your academic and curricular activities and the excellence, whatever you've achieved in our field. And we are so proud that you've been our leading FOGSI president for a whole year. And we want to know from you, what is your message for all of us on this Women's Day, and your tip to anybody who is trying to follow your footsteps. And we also want you to tell us about the journey and everything in short. So, Suchitra madam, we are here looking forward for your Women's Day message.
Right.
Thank you so much, Selva, and thanks, Dr. Ramani and Dr. Sampath, for inviting me. And I think it's a pleasure to be here because it's such an important day. I just had came back from a lecture, and the last 3 days, in fact, I've been talking to women about how they can be better human beings, how they can empower themselves. These are working women, but yet sometimes they don't know that what their power is, what their astitva is. So I think these lectures are all more than academic. They're more to tell them how important they are to themselves, and then they can start thinking, when you start knowing, when you start ruminating, what exactly is your worth, and you can start proving your worth. So that giving that confidence to them is what I'm doing. And about my journey, well, I think I always wanted to become a doctor. So come what may, my eyes were glued to the fact that yes, despite all the problems that I faced, while getting admissions, I did pharmacy, and after that I went into medicine, and then there was no looking back. Uh, I chose obstetrics and gynecology because I always thought it was a fountain of life. You give birth to babies, you help women to conceive, and that is one of the most beautiful things. And as Professor Kanimoli also said, it's a wonderful branch to be in because you're forever on your toes, you're energetic, and when you're in the labor room, that little cry of the baby makes you so happy. You're treating an infertile patient and a urine pregnancy test comes positive, you internally feel so happy. So it's a wonderful branch to be in. I always wanted to do OBGYN. And then after that, when I came to Mumbai, I went, in the initial phases of your career, you want to learn newer things, you want to acquire expertise. I went abroad to UK, stayed there for 3 years. Everybody said, oh, why don't you stay back? And I said, no, I want to get back to India. That's my country. I want to be there with my parents. I want to give back to my people. It's my home, and I want to go back there. And when I came back, I said, I would like to do social service. I was working in a public hospital, so that's the best place to serve people. But I want to do something more than just hospital work. I want to do something, a little more on the social front. So that's how I joined the Mumbai Society of Obs and Gynae. And Mumbai is affiliated to FOGSI. And then gradually I started, getting involved in the committee activities, be it MTP, be it safe motherhood, be it medical legal ethics, be it perinatology. I always would like to be a part, and I would, request people, I'm there, I have time, I'll be able to do it. And after that, I said, then why not I myself enter into FOGSI as a chairperson? And in those days, our advisors, our mentors, they all gave, they give fantastic advice. And that helped. And I was chairperson of Young Talent Committee. And then onwards, vice president of FOGSI. And then, everybody said, well, to become a FOGSI president, you have to really work very hard. I said, but we've been working hard all this time. And I'm sure, all my colleagues who are FOGSI presidents, they will all know we haven't got that on a silver platter. I haven't had a godfather. I've worked my way through. But then when you work, you enjoy what you're doing. And basically, I think you must enjoy what you're doing. You must have a vision, some timetable planned in front of you, and then work towards it. And one thing I fully agree with Selva, the most busiest person has the maximum time. So I would attend every function that I was invited to, be it a cousin's wedding, be it a simple birthday party, because I said in my timetable, I must have that work life balance and where I'll be also able to go. Maybe I go just for 5 minutes, I'm going to go and attend that. So, you have to plan. And even when you're planning to become a FOGSI president, as you're going up the ladder, you're also organizing so many small activities, CMEs, functions. We started off as being, MOCs, and then you took over as anchors of the program, and then you become the coordinators of an entire CME. Then you're involved in the scientific committee, and then you become an organizing secretary. So all this organization, you're doing work, you're also doing your regular hospital work, plus you're contributing to your family functions, you're looking after your parents. So all these things are possible provided you want to do it without complaining, and you just want to go ahead. So naturally then there is competition, but then the path forward is there in front of you. And I'd like to tell everybody, we have to go through elections, but if you lose an election, nothing, great, you've participated, that's the biggest thing. So please keep going, try to, go towards your goal, and surely you'll get it. When I did my Foxy presidency, despite the fact that I'd been traveling around, the lengths and breadths of the country, I did it all over again. I won the election, but I had no hard feelings towards my, the person who had contested against me. In fact, we're the best of friends. And, then you start thinking, okay, this is what I want to do. And believe me, it's not as though there is something magical that happens, but you've been thinking all along. It's not as though some electric bulb shines in your brain and you get all those ideas. No, you've been thinking about so many things all along. It's just that you, by the virtue of your experience, by the virtue of maturity, you start crystallizing these into, things. And then, of course, you have to have support from your colleagues. Without your colleagues' support, nothing is possible. It's teamwork and teamwork that helps alone. If you start walking alone, will go a little further. But when you're walking with a team, you've completely gone ahead. And when you leave, the team is still walking and they still have carried your idea forward. So I strongly believe if I have a skill, I must share it with others, because I don't want to leave this earth without having told them. The same way I have to thank all my seniors. I used to go and watch what they're doing. I used to go to the theaters and I used to say, sir, can I just wash up with you to see what you're doing? So, what they taught us, simple, simple things, I want to teach my juniors. And it is not just surgery, it is small, simple tips like communication skills, how you arrive to a diagnosis, how you deal with people, how you want to make a good camaraderie, how a good fellowship. I mean, all those things are very, very important. And then once you reach that goal, it's not as though, you're there just for 1 year. That Foxy crown is there just for 1 year. But even after you've finished, you're still continuing to work. So I enjoy working. I still want to keep going ahead, doing things. It's not always a post which is attractive, but it is, the journey when you're going along that goes. And one thing I'd like to say about women are very strong. I've seen that all along, even in the medical college when I was studying, even in the later years when I was working. Sometimes I was working in UK. I had severe dysmenorrhea, but I still said I'm not going to bunk my, duty rota. Whereas a male colleague with me, he had a simple URTI and he said, oh, I'm going to take 2 days off because I've got a URTI. And I would just say, but, look at these men. Why are they taking leave? For that, we are actually having a problem. So I think women can multitask. Women are strong. Women are capable. Women can give so much to the world. And, three small lines which I'd like to say. A woman's heart is vast. It's like the ocean, forever ready to forgive. Her mind is like the sky. She's always ready to absorb, expand, and yet learn. And when she speaks, I'm not talking about just me or Selva, I'm talking about everybody. She's like a river, she's gurgling with thoughts. She wants to give something to somebody. So, all this is, the woman is one of the most beautiful creations of God. And every single woman, and it is not beauty in the looks, it is beauty in your thoughts, beauty in your mind, and beauty in what, the work that you do. So, Selva, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And Ramani and,
Sampath ma'am.
Sampath ma'am, thank you very much for inviting me. And it was lovely to listen to your MP. I haven't had the chance to meet her personally, but sometime when I'm in Chennai, I would definitely like to. I love women who are, powerful and yet very humble. So, Selva, a message to you all is go up the ladder, but don't forget your roots.
No, never. When the roots are not strong, we can actually not
Thank you,
climb.
Dr.
only.
Suchitra, for your excellent. Yeah. Selva,
And,
1 second.
Shakti
Dr.
calls
Suchitra,
Sunita.
thank you for your very inspirational. I'm chairperson of endometriosis committee of Foxy. Suchitra madam was the president. I think she has supported me in so many ways. Right from the publication. The first Foxy small book, Express Foxy Endometriosis Express book was that one which I published. And before making it, I asked the permission of Dr. Suchitra Pandit then. She said, you wait for 3 months, you do it in the next half. And it came out very well. And I think only with all the support of the previous presidents, Dr. Suchitra Pandit, Dr. Prakash Trivedi, and Dr. Alka Kriplani, I think I can ascend the ladder of Foxy and I could reach the status as a vice president of Foxy. Thanks all to my senior vice president, senior members of the Foxy and the past president of Foxy for having helped me to reach this position. And I think you have, and one thing is, Maharaj of Ramakrishna Ashram of Ulundurpet, to which I am very much attached, he always says, give it to a person who is very busy. They will be able to do it. I am very happy that you have reflected the same opinion today. Thank you. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you so much.
Madam, shall we thank you so much, Suchitra madam, for inspiring us today and keep inspiring us more. So I think I would like to call upon our next dignitary, our Sunita Tandulwakar madam. So, Sunita Tandulwakar madam, look at her shining bright on the screen already with a bright sunshine like color in this evening. So happy. Madam, you have to unmute yourself, Sunita madam.
You stop this slide, yeah. This slide doesn't need. It's better.
No,
to
that is
see
what I'm saying.
we see all of us each other. On
Exactly.
Women's Day today, we don't need that slide.
So, we will keep a little bit of her slide and grab more of her in live now on this program. So, Sunita madam, I've been asking simple questions. Can you put her on the main screen? Don't show the slide. She doesn't require this. Okay. So, madam, I've been asking some interesting questions to our Kanimuri MP madam and to Suchitra madam and everyone. For you, I know what I have to ask. I really know because we already know that
Now,
that is a.
I'm gone case if Salva is asking me specifically. I better be prepared to answer well. Yes, Salva.
I have specific question for you because the next year is the year which is going to show the magnificence of all your hard work. But you have had a brilliant map. Your journey has been phenomenal. And in fact, you have made sure that each and every Foxy member has known your journey in person. You had a map, you had a route map, you had a ladder. You knew where you're going to start, where you're going to stop, where you're going to still go higher and higher. I've seen you doing that. You're planning. You're the best planner I've ever met in my entire life. You have made brilliant plans. You've been very thoughtful. And I don't know whether everybody can be you, but please give us tips of how we can be you, because I know your excellence in the field of medicine. I know your skills, and I also know your thirst for more and more and more. And I know you're a person who will not stop after reaching where you want to reach. I'm still very curious what would be the thought process in your mind after this, because this is not the end. And I know that clearly, like how Suchitra madam also said, even after that 1 year crown is over, there's so much you're going to.
Selva, one
Tell us,
second. Can I intervene?
Yes, madam.
I think Hema Divakar has joined. She has to join some other program. She has just requested Dr. Sunita whether she can do it before her.
Sunita madam.
No, not before Sunita. No, how long this program will last? Can I finish there and come back?
Yes, please. Because Sunita madam, just
what I thought is
Now the build up is.
but Hema, I appreciate you changed the dress also. You were in yellow and you came in a blue here. I have to rejoin there. I thought ki by the time Jaideep finishes, I might as well finish here. Me, Madhuri, Hema, we are just hopping between the programs.
No, I have to go to Sunil Gupta's program, and Neerja Butler is landing up in Bangalore today, so I have to receive her as well. But I will promise to come back. Ramni and Selva and Sampath, I am back here in few minutes.
Yes. Don't tell me no, Suchitra madam has changed her costume to be in a different program.
Hema was in yellow.
Okay,
today
Hema
there
madam.
was one program where we were supposed to be yellow. It is Hema who changed yellow. 5 seconds ago, she was in yellow. She changed to blue. I don't know how many times she's changing.
All my secrets, don't tell Sunita, please.
I'm going to tell her.
To the core.
See, this is also the woman power. This is also the woman power. We just want to give 100% of ours. One program needed all of us. That's why you are seeing even Madhuri in yellow sari. One
Okay,
program
Sunita
needed
madam.
us to be in yellow. Hema was in yellow. I think she felt yellow is a dirty fellow, so she changed to blue.
Okay. Sunita madam.
Anyway,
So what your
I have to join back to those team yet.
Yeah,
I
go
just
ahead. I'll come back here.
squeezed- Yeah.
Sunita madam, the question was your ladder. How did you make the ladder? Your journey.
No, it's not that, Selva. My nature is I work with tremendous honesty and passion. If I decide something, then I will not just do it for the sake of doing it. I will put my 100%. That's because I am a person who wants to be always on a right path. I'm a follower of Gagangiri Maharaj, and I know he has lakhs and lakhs bhaktas, but I always feel I should be on a first page of Gagangiri Maharaj. And to remain on his first page, you need to be honest, you need to be grounded, you need to be putting your 100% in whatever you do. As far as my map of a journey you were asking, believe me, Selva, it 3 days or 4 days sometimes going out 3-4 days, you know how busy I'm in with my practice, working hard from airport to the operation theater. 1.5 year, believe me, it just happened. It just happened. I have on my path like-minded people, you all, Selva, 200 people of you all, you are witnessing that. And you all were in a team with me, giving me support wherever I am. I'm in Tamil Nadu, I know my team of Tamil Nadu. So it was like that. That's why the journey was good. And I think anyone wants to achieve anything, they have to put their 100% into it. And women by nature have this. We are multitasking. By birth, I think we are multitasking. We wanted to, in the childhood, we wanted to be studying, we wanted to be first in the class, we wanted to dance, we wanted to watch movies, we wanted to move with our parents. So always we have just done a multi-talented work that comes with us by our XX. I think that is there with every one of us. And when you enter in that road path, automatically it happens that you start doing multitasking, and the God allows the right people at right time to enter in your life. I think God is always kind with me to give me a great people around me.
It's so nice to hear that you're giving a major credit to the spiritual part of you as a major force behind you, madam.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
We are so impressed that you're giving so much weightage
You
of
will
that.
see that something very different in my Foxy year, where I know I have so many people I know who are absolutely spiritual, doing so much great work, but I want to bring this spirituality into practice, and you will see that in my Foxy presidential year, something out of the box.
Thank you so much, madam. So what is your message to all of us who are watching you, admiring you,
Love
and
yourself.
adoring you?
I think the first thing is love yourself. Feel proud of yourself. Every morning you get up, watch in a TV, on a mirror, when you are doing a brush, say, I am beautiful, I am successful, I am loved by God, and I'm loved by all. And at the same time, thank God and tell Him to be with you, always guiding you, helping you, supporting you, protecting you. Now, when you want to do that, at the same time, you pass on the same energy to all your friends, colleagues, patients. Make them feel that they are the most important thing at present in their life. So my nature is, if my patient is sitting, I'm listening to them, I talk to them, they feel they are the only one I'm listening to at present. It's not that they want me. It is I also want to help them. So that mutual feeling spread every day, and your every day at the end, when you go to God to gratitude with the prayers of gratitude, don't forget that prayers of gratitude every night before you go to bed, for thanking God for giving you beautiful day. I think if you start your day like that, you end like that, you will have your entire life as a golden book.
Thank you so much, madam. Ramani madam, is there something you need to add up before we let go of Sunita madam for hopping into her next program? And Shanta Kumari madam is here with us. So Ramani madam, if you could
Yeah,
give her a big
thank you,
send-off.
Dr. Sunita, for your very nice words of inspiration to
Love yourself.
our women folk. Thank you so much. Looking forward you as a president of FOGSI in the subsequent
dear.
year. Thank you. Thank you for
Hi,
your presence.
Shanta. We never
think
met
next
for
is
last
Dr.
2 months,
Shanta.
and now we are meeting
Unmute
twice.
Shanta, madam.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi,
Shanta madam, good evening. Vanakkam.
Ramani,
Good evening.
Selva.
Shanta,
Good
good
evening,
evening.
Madhu.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam,
I want
vanakkam.
to. Vanakkam
Radha.
madam. Periya vanakkam.
Dr. Radha, Dr. Manonmani, how are you? Lovely to see you all. Lovely.
Thank you so much, Sunita madam.
My
In spite of all the
entire
hopping,
gratitude to South India.
Thank you.
South India, I love you. The way you loved me, absolutely, Radha ji. I will not forget a single day what you have done. Manonmi, I will never visit. I had 2 visits with you. I will never forget that. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. So now now we are switching to our next inspiring leader, my favorite one, Shanta Kumari madam. Vanakkam and welcome to Tamil Nadu Federation Voice. We want Shanta madam on the main screen. Please take this slide away. I will tell about her. Okay, so I call her a lioness. It's not just for the namesake, and she knows that. And we had 2 of our leaders already talk about their journey. I will tell you as somebody from outside who's seeing you, madam. So she's always got something on her mind, and she knows she's going to put the target exactly in the bullseye. She manages it always. She hits the bullseye. She doesn't go on the sides and all that. That's what I've seen from her. I'm doing this. I'm going to get that done. This is going to happen. It'll be like a prediction. It's not prediction. It's that much of confidence in herself that she does. And when you see all the presidents and leaders' journey, her presidential year, it only looks like as though she's just begun. It's not the finale. For her, it's just the beginning. You don't see her. See her always. The it's going globally. It's seen everywhere. You see her every day. Some people know they also depress you. She's one such kind of person. It's very typical. She'll depress you with her extraordinary powerful. You just need one of her to be in Hyderabad and do that AICOG. Whoever has seen her, the way she handles things, the authority, everything matters for a woman. Women are just not naive people. The voice, the tone, the body language. If I go and say the same thing, probably that man won't do, even if it's a third person. If she goes and say, hey, do that, get up, go, do, finish, done. But that's power. That's something, probably genetics, I don't know, that she has to enlighten. Because I know some of her PG friends who told that during her post-graduation, she told the bullseye thing. You know what? In some meeting, Madam has told when she was conducting, when she was part of some conference in her PG time, I'm going to be this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the
FOGSI president.
Voice is breaking.
I think her bandwidth is slow.
Me that when she was a PG, I will just give her the worst look possible. But yeah, about Shanta madam? Shanta
No,
madam's
your
voice
voice
is breaking. Is it? Ramani madam?
Okay.
Yeah. My voice, mine, I'm having full 5G. I am from Nagarkoil, only so much of internet here. Shanta ma'am should take over the space now and deliver.
Hello, friends. A warm good evening to all of you. Indeed, it's really a wonderful feeling to see all of you. Usually, I dislike webinars. That's what Ramani knows, Selva knows all, Madhuri also knows. Sure. But yes, sometimes we have no choice but to meet online because I'm too far away today. Yes, Selva, I think there's nothing like impossible in my diary or anyone's, I think. I think everything is possible. You only have to make it possible. I think that is the motto which each one of us have to it. And all of us, I think, in this position are all achievers in our own way. We are all achievers. We are all go-getters. We are privileged. We're privileged than many more people. So it is on us. The responsibility is on us to see that we help those women who are not so privileged as we are. I think that is it is the most important aspect. There may be a lot of people, a lot of gynecologists also who have everything but feel that they're not privileged to do something. I think if we can make everyone feel that, realize their potential, I think that then the job is half done. The rest of the job will be done by them. That should be the way we look at it. And I'm proud of being an Hyderabadi and South Indian. And I'm looking forward for many, many more leaders from this part of the country to come forward and give their best. We all are excellent. You all are fantastic. It's only you have to tell the world and show that how good you are. I think that is the only message I will give you all. Ramani, I want to tell you, Anne specifically told me to say hello to you all. She is in a WHO meeting. She couldn't join. So I came out of that meeting. We just finished one meeting. So I came out. I'm sitting in a restaurant and talking to you all, honestly.
Okay.
And
Thank you so much,
she told to
Shanta, for
convey
your presence
all the
and
best.
convey my regards to Anne also.
Yes, yes. So wish you all happy Women's Day.
Thank you so much, madam.
Bye-bye.
So what I would like to say about Shanta ma'am is she's got this other sweet side. I feel her like one jackfruit, you know. She'd be very scary in the beginning. She looked like one terror, but she's got both the tones, that authoritative tone and that one tone which is very calm and soothing. Those who have seen that part of her, we'll see. We are addicted to you. Thank you so much for being an inspiration, madam. And thanks for joining from the WHO meeting straight into a TNFOG meeting. This is such a privilege, madam. Ramni, madam, this has to be noted all the time. She's come from the WHO meeting for sake of our TNFOG. Thank you so much, Shanta, madam. And I'm sure you being there at the top and inspiring people like us, many of us will at least try to dare to dream, do a little bit of whatever you've been through. So thank you so much. And Ramani, madam, and Sampath, who is our next.
Bye, girls.
Thank you so much, madam.
Bye.
So,
Shanta madam, good evening. Madhuri madam irukanga nenikiren.
Madhuri madam is there. Okay. So now we finished our Suchitra madam, we finished our Sunita madam, we finished our Kanimori madam, and now Shanta madam, and now we are going to have our green parrot. Whenever we think of Madhuri madam, she comes to us like one green parrot, always giving us a very soothing look to our eyes, a calm and composed person who knows exactly the office work of Foxy, and she's like pro in that. I mean, ask her anything and she's going to give you any details. I think she lives and breathes the Foxy, and we need people like her to make the organization even more stronger. Madhuri Patil, madam, as such, if you see her tone, it doesn't go high, it doesn't go low. You know, she's always in that middle line. She might be in any kind of work pressure, but during the elections, I remember just this Selvapriya alone must have called Madhuri madam 100 times. And I was scared every time I will call her, but every time, hi Selva. Hi, Selva. I don't know whether it was a pre-recorded voice message, but hi, Selva. I'm not sure about how others have heard her. Always, I'm like, oh my God. And Rishikesh Paisa has also mentioned in a few of the meetings that she's the person he would call anything related to Foxy, even at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the midnight. And this would be her response. So that is what I think. She is somebody who is living, breathing, eating, drinking, doing everything for Foxy, like democracy. So Madhuri madam, Would you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, Silva, I have joined from two devices. So you will see over here, not okay. So now you
Okay.
can hear me. You can
I
hear me.
see. Yes.
So
Many of our
Silva, so
foxy
nice.
many of our foxy leaders are in yellow today. I'm noticing a
Yeah,
lot of
because
yellows. Madam Jaideep Madam is also there. So
yeah,
Madhuri Patil
because
Madam.
we had a launch of Yellow Ribbon project from endometriosis committee, and she had told us that you wear yellow. So we say yes, we are there because it is a awareness of the yellow is a ribbon is a awareness about the endometriosis, not only to the doctors but also to the community. So
Madhuri
that's
Madam,
the we are very
no,
good.
sorry, I'm interrupting because
So
I'm not able to see which device is
Well,
on. I'm interrupting, madam. Sorry, madam. I'm having small questions for each and every leaders because I'm having the privilege of knowing you all a little bit more. So for you, I want to know about your exceptional organizing skills. Your office skills are admirable, adorable. Your documentation, be it ready on time, timing and organization is your major power, madam. You have everything ready. The MCMs. How many MCMs have you done, madam? Countless, right? Countless.
Multiple.
Countless.
So I don't count now. I don't count.
Yes, I know countless MCMs and on that organization skill. We really want to hear something about how you manage to do this. How do you manage to organize, and especially the paperwork, the organizing, because we are all people who talk and we do. As much as they are important, documenting them, keeping the papers, recording everything happening, it's like maintaining the history of Foxy. So you need to tell us how you are doing your job effortlessly and inspire us more.
Selva, yeah, before answering your question, it's very good question. But I would always agree to our chief guest, Dr. Kanimi Monhi, NVN Somo. She's a member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Tamil Nadu State. Of course, my dear friend, Dr. Ramni Devi. She is a president of PHFOG and Dr. Sampath Kumari, again my dear friend. And we had a great time when we had a state conference in Trichy. And otherwise also because of the Foxy, we have become, so many of us have become, family friends. So Foxy is making us as one family, and making us family friends where we can share everything with them. And that is a great part of Foxy. And I can see Dr. Jaideep, I saw Dr. Suchitra, and I saw her Dr. This one, Sunita, and Dr. Shanta. Shanta, my dear friend, So I must say now I can answer your question that I started my journey from Grand Medical College, Mumbai as an undergraduate and postgraduate. And then I was a teacher for undergraduate, postgraduate for 22 years. Here we were taught how to do documentation with the date, time, and everything. That was one part. And then when you are saying in Foxy, that continued because my mentor, Dr. C.N. Purandare, and I learned from Dr. Rishikesh Pai, Dr. Jaideep, all the things, how Foxy, nitty-gritty about the Foxy. And Silver, believe me, that the documentation not only about the patient, but even our organization is very, very important. Suddenly, out of 43,000 members, one will come and say, Secretary General, you have to answer this, you have to do this. And this documentation really help us. We are very particular about our minutes, very particular about our finance, everything we are very particular. So, and anytime anyone can ask me, I have, everything ready, which I can answer within 1 or 2 days. And of course, as far as Foxy is concerned, as a Secretary General, I was aware that I have to give lots of time to the organization. So I'm most of the time, as you say, I breathe, I eat, I sleep at Foxy, So that is really true. And for that, at present, my husband does not, bother about that part. So without his support, without my children's support, I can't do this work. And I'm really, really grateful to them. I would like to mention my mentor, Professor C.N. Purandare. When, I was nobody in Foxy. I was just MOGS member, my Mumbai Society managing committee member. And one day he came in, asked me, he called me and my husband to his house and said that come for lunch. So we went for lunch. And that time he said, by grace of God, if I become President Foxy, will be my joint secretary. So my husband and myself started looking at each other. And then I said, yes, because I am the person, if the opportunity is given, I grab it. I never take from anybody. My team, my whatever my concern is that whatever opportunity is given, I always grab it. Now, sir and Madam Geeta, they also told me, are your children's major exams are there or not? I said no. Then he said, yes, you will be my joint secretary. And he kept his promise. This had happened 3 years back. He kept his promise. And I learned from this, Madam Geeta and Sir Purandare, that family is also very, very important when you work for the organization. And then my journey started as a base committee chair. And then I was elected as joint treasurer, deputy secretary general. And today you see me as a secretary general. As Sylvia has pointed out, that election also plays very important role. You believe me, I get call, I get WhatsApp message, email till 2 o'clock, I answer them, night. At morning, 6 o'clock, again, I get a phone call that, why my, election, why I am not eligible. So we have started organizing accordingly. We developed a unique link. Last year, we gave a general link, so anybody can send the general link to the member, friend, but they can only get, a unique link on that and they can vote. So lots of hard work is there. I am prepared for that and I'm very happy that I keep always Foxy in mind and I do my work. And I'm really thankful for all of you because you are the one who has given me courage and cooperation. So I could climb to this stage and I could do my work. And I must tell Dr. Ramani and Dr. Sampath, they are really my great pillars and they are always there. When they call me, I'm always there. When I miss, they call me and they are there when I call them. So all of them are there. So Selva, this is my journey in Foxy. I can't hear. Selva?
Hello, madam?
So
No. I was just muted, madam. Thank you so much. And this is what we wanted to learn from you, the organization skills. And as she rightly said, she's not lying when she says she answers calls to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. She really does. I don't know if there is one more person who can, come out and say, yeah, I attend Foxy calls at midnight, also 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Our Secretary General, you've been the most efficient person in the office work and in being a great organizer we've ever known, madam. Thank you so much for being here and inspiring us on this day. And Ramani, madam.
Selva, I will also like to say, last election, I got show cause notice. You have to face such situation also. Why? Because, Foxy has an annual membership. Your local society may have a, life membership. So your local, so why I'm telling this, because now the up to 31st March, we have to pay the money to the Foxy as an annual subscription. So what happens when your local society has a life membership, they take money, but it is a responsibility of your local society to pay money to Foxy annually. So the show cause notice I received that they are the life member of the local society and why we are not given the right to vote for, voting rights. So then we found out that the local society secretary president did not send the life members, subscription before 31st March. And it was not that till August. Till that time, they did not realize. So when you become a president secretary of your society, you should know rules and regulations. So you are always there. Whatever Foxys, you want to take credit, advantage, award, everything, you are always there. So local, I request all my president secretaries, member bodies affiliated to Foxy, they should know rules and regulations. so their members will not suffer.
Very true that, madam. It is always so easy to just do things without aligning them. But following the rules and regulations is the long-term way to keep an organization very stable. And we are so happy that we've got the right person to keep us very stable and keep the organization growing. So, Madhuri, madam, thank you so much for being
Thank
with
you.
us. Ramani, madam, Sampath, madam, do you wish to say a goodbye to her before we call our next lady shining in yellow from Agra?
Thank you, Madhuri ma'am.
Thank you, Sampath Kumari, Dr. Ramni Devi. Thank you. So nice of you to
Thank you,
invite
thank you.
me. I really feel proud. I really feel proud today.
You
And
are the
we are
first women, no, for Secretary General.
You
Ama.
deserve it, madam. All the Fox and Wonder Foxians, you deserve to be with this evening. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Okay, Selva, next we can call upon Dr. Jaitip Malhotra.
Yes. Yes, madam.
Yes.
So please put Jaydeep madam on the screen. We don't want her CV. We want to see her in that yellow dress mode. That will be a better way. So, madam, good evening. Happy Women's Day, madam. You have given us wings to many of us, and we are all flying. And when we are flying, we always remember that these wings are strengthened by one of the people who was very inspiring in my life. So, talk about Jaydeep, madam. You all know her, and you all know she's from Agra. There are each leader has a different quality. Like we have met all the leaders, Suchitra madam, Smita madam, Shanta madam, Hema madam, everybody, they have a quality. What is Jaydeep madam's quality? Can you put her on the main screen, please? Mute the rest of the people, please. Can you mute the others, please? Okay, Radha madam's things are this thing. Okay, so when I want to aptly she's worn a yellow today because that is what she is. She is sunshine. She's that brightness. She's that light. I even saw a quote: if you find it very dark, switch on the inner light. I said only if people are like her, they can switch on their inner light. I don't know what is there inside me, but I know what is inside her. Years and goodwill. I don't know if she's capable of thinking something other than being positive. That is her power. And all she needs is, I told like how Shanta madam has the tone. She doesn't need the tone at all. She just needs to smile. Come, that that is the head nod. That is her signature. Acha, it's okay, it's okay. And she'll casually pat on your back, and things solve just like that. You go with furious things, and no, 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 no. Listen, that is her tone. So many of these leaders, they have this calming effect, the soothing effect, the the authoritative effect on us. So when I know what magic Jaydeep madam had along with sir has done for me sitting in Nagarkoil, and I want the world to know how everybody can be inspired by people like them. So, Jaydeep, madam, I know your journey is full of love, spirituality, and positivity. So, when you are going to give us this Women's Day message, you also should keep in mind that there are so many people who are looking for different ways of climbing the journey called life, not just the ladder. We are interested in knowing about your journey, and we are interested in knowing about how, because I know you're a positive person, how you tackle things your way. What is the way we can keep moving ahead without hurting anybody is something what we need to learn from you. So, all yours on this Women's Day. On behalf of TNFOG, thank you so much for being here in this yellow bright color. And I can't wait to hear from you about your journey with us.
Thank you, Selva, and thank you, Ramani, for having me here. And first of all, a very, very happy International Women's Day to everyone who's listening to me. I actually don't believe in, celebrating International Women's Day because I feel there is not even a day which anybody can pass by without celebrating women. Something, that's the confidence and that's which we have to all carry because this world cannot run without us, for sure. Now, Selva, I knew that you're going to ask me all the difficult questions. You are one hard taskmaster. I wish I get the opportunity to ask you all these tough ones.
I've received training from the best, so I know I can do it. I know.
So I can tell you that I was not like this when I started my journey. 100% I was not like this. I was like any other young girl, very aggressive, ambitious, and obviously very passionate, dedicated, and hardworking. But sometimes frustrated because it's not as simple for any one of us who are there in this frame to achieve even that little bit without hundreds and thousands of challenges more than our counterparts. And that's the men. And that's something which we have to realize. And it wasn't easy because, especially, coming from a family of obstetricians, third generation, the struggle was started from the beginning only because here was a very popular mother-in-law and a father-in-law and a grandfather-in-law into practice. You had to create a niche. Then a husband gynecologist, equally ambitious, equally pushy, and very, very charming, and
Yes.
would get his way through. And here you are struggling to manage all that behind the scenes, and sometimes not even getting recognition or being appreciated. Even if I would give a lecture, people would say, oh, your husband must have made the slides, and it was hard to take because people don't realize where it hits or and how it happens. And then coming having children and the responsibility of the practice, and the responsibility of the children and the house, it was not an easy journey. And that is where, with a lot of other pains which were coming in, I learned that always being aggressive is not going to be the way forward, because it was disturbing my peace of mind. And I also knew whatever was due to me will come to me, and I just need to work. And I changed my strategy, I changed my thought process, I changed my mindset, and I started prioritizing on, at that particular moment, what is it that I would really 100% want to do. And I started following that strategy. So my children came first. My work was, on the second this thing, and the rest of the things follow. And because I do understand, and even today, when iMom's app and all, the formative years for children are the most important ones. And it's the mother. Always it's the mother who can influence them right from in utero to, the formative years and a little later on. So I prioritize that, and which I feel very, very proud today. Now, in the meantime, now here is something which people think, oh, we were competing with each other, and Naren's moving in a direction of being the organization head, or in his various posts as a chairperson and all. And uh, imagine, I mean, I wanted to do IVF. I never wanted to do ops. I got into doing ops, but when I got into doing ops, with my full heart and soul for more than 15 years, till I reached a stage when I could say, oh, now is the time when I can follow my passion. And I started training towards, endoscopy, IVF, and also on. So it was like an evolution, which was, I would not say that it was 100% strategized, but it was something which, because of the thought process, it was falling into place. And I was just following my gut feeling, and I was just working towards it. And I had many ups and downs and very, very sad tragedies in between. But my work and my work with my organization, that's Foxy especially, which kept me going. But then I realized that, both of us can't go up in this at the same time. One person has to take a back seat, and I was nobody to take a back seat. So I just changed, and I started working in other organizations, whether it was ISAR, Indian Menopause Society, or ISPAT. And the main purpose was to keep myself busy, because there was a lot of other pain in my life because I had lost my whole family, I would say, both my parents and both my younger brothers, and it was painful. And this whole working together on various platforms, establishing IVF clinics, training people, and accepting the challenges of troubleshooting IVF, it just kept my mind off for the other problems which I had in my life. And I would say that probably this was a blessing in disguise, because after Naren became the president of Foxy, people started telling me, forget it. No husband and wife have become the president. So you please, go ahead and do whatever you want to do. This is not happening. And I had never even thought of becoming the president of Foxy. All what I was doing was I was trying to keep myself busy because I was having so much pain in my head, and I had so many challenges, and this kept me going. And as luck would have it, and I always say this because, God has other plans. And God really, you have something which is hard work, and you have something which is destiny. And everything falls into place when the things are right. Children have grown, they were well settled. And I became the president of Foxy much later, but I had a great opportunity to become the president of Aspire, which was a much larger organization. And I then came back and then, started working and becoming the president, and headed 6 organizations, national and international. Now, it was not even none of them, I would say, I actually thought or I worked towards. It was only I was working for the women's health. I was working for uplifting of the women. I was working towards, providing good services as far as women's health was concerned in my own city. And I was also training people and, to provide good services and healthcare to the women around. If you see all the 25, 30 IVF centers which we established, they were all in tier 2 cities. We went ahead and, established the first IVF unit of Nepal and delivered thousands of babies, IVF babies of Nepal. And the aim was not to make my own chain or my name. The aim was that you and I deserve a certain kind of care, and every woman in the world deserves that. And it cannot, the skill of the people providing that health care is up to a certain level, and that is what both of us work towards. And after that, it's all about destiny when things start falling into place. But I feel it's not the post. It's not the post. None of these posts have given me as much happiness as the work or the journey towards, till date, I have enjoyed. And I feel that the journey is more important, and the journey of carrying people together, the journey like today when you're talking, of the wings which you got or somebody else got, that journey is important for me. But the chair is not important, because, I have seen people ruining their lives on climbing up the stairs, not looking after their children, their families, their work. And, just because that chair is important, that chair is not important. You can equally contribute when you're down there, and you can contribute it for a much longer time, because that comes from within your heart. And I would really feel, and I mean, I have seen so many of my own friends which are there in this frame contributing. Each one is a champion. Each one doesn't need to be on the seat of the president, but I can tell you, no president can work without all of you. So understand your importance. We could not have done what any one of us has done without all of you. So you are important to us. And I would really love you all. Keep on doing the good work which you do, and all the best. And I think sky's the limit to your contributions, sitting in your own clinic or in your own chair in the best possible way. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, madam. I just got one line from you. You just believed the universe, and you thought you just gave everything good to it, and you believed goodness will come to you. That's what your talk has been in short. Thank you so much, madam. And Ramani, madam. be also agreeing to this. And please say a bye to our Jaideep madam and a thank you. And we will proceed with our Hema madam, who's been waiting with us with different. I have to check her costume color now. Anyways.
Hema, you just took off the top,
See?
the yellow
The
top.
whole world is looking.
I noticed.
Okay. No, Sunita madam.
Yes, this is called ladies. Attention to super.
Anyways.
Love
And
you.
Selva is not allowed to ask me any questions because Selva, I've come alacrity. That is, cheerfulness
Then
things. So
that is the question. That is the question. That is the question for you, madam. That is the question. Is there somebody in Foxy who will not know your trademark smile and you know what you did at 9, what you're doing at 8:30 in
Selva,
the
you're
night?
breaking.
Me? Me. Then it should be Hema Divakar, madam. Madam, so you will tell us the secret of your energy and how you are staying this energetic in each and every frame. Please tell us that. Every time, this is an infectious energy level. She's there and you go.
meet na Selva. So Ramni Devi, Sampath Kumari, ellarkume vanakkam.
Very vanakkam.
Vanakkam. Yeah, in Tamil Nadu, people used to call me Hema Divagaran. On the run. so then I said, no,
So you
I'm
want to run
Hema
into Tamil
Divakar,
Nadu.
not Divakaran. But I think the Divakar run, on the run suits me better.
You
Because
are always
it
on the
also
run, madam. Always on the run, madam.
And then many times in the airport, Selva and myself have had
Yeah.
very good
Yeah,
chats.
yeah.
So she
We'll
knows
come.
all the insights into, whatever I, want to do.
I want to inherit a little bit of your infectious energy, that smile. I want to inherit. So please enlighten us with your lovely message, madam. We are waiting to hear from you on this wonderful.
Once I popped in from that meeting here, Ramni Devi said, next you'll speak. Then I saw Sunita. I was sure that, Sunita has to speak ahead, and Selva had already started introducing. And then Lage Raho principle. That is the first, message I want to give to the whole. You got to stick there. Try again and again for any of the endeavors that you do in life. Lage raho. Persistence. Now, that yellow outfit was for Anu Chawla's yellow ribbon project on endometriosis. What does endometriosis say? Lage raho. Stick there. Pain of, being rejected, being misunderstood, being criticized. That is also what the leadership brings with it. So you got to be balanced to see the 360 degree of, what the success would mean, because you're on top of the pyramid. On top of the pyramid, how then it is a position where we have very few of us there, but we, like what Jaideep said now and what Sunita may have said and all the leaders in Foxy, luckily we have such a lovely group that we all are grounded. We are all the time want to be at the base of the pyramid, with every one of you, and well connected and always there. So what I would just want to recall is the point about the persistence, because this is a very, very large country. Hamara Bharat, Mera Bharat, Mahan is really, Mahan with the complexities and diversities and so many languages. All my Manyata champions know how we do the Tamil, Kannada, Odisha, Assamese, Hindi, all the different batches. So that in itself, the Bahubhasha aspect is very. So if you have to create anything in this country, you have to first got to be mature enough to recognize that you will need time. So the 5-point project, which I started 20 years ago, no, maybe 25 years ago. Okay, the 5 things, back to basics. It's always like, the 5 different fingers, all of different sizes and shapes. So each one will have its own challenge, but together, then it is the strength. So the 5 things I embarked on, and I'm still continuing to do all of them, because it would take time to, create an impact. The A, B, C, D, E. All who are associated with me will know about these initiatives. I've added the adolescent to the A, but originally it started as anemia. Now it's a big movement of Anemia Mukta Bharat. Yes, but when we started long back, And Professor Maniunda came to the Wakas Hospital and saw, the kind of practice there and said, hey, you're sitting on so much data, and why don't you get into research and publish this? And so at that point in time, the issue for deliberation in one of the jointly, deliberated conferences was about anemia. And I gave all along the sob stories of anemia in India and how we are not able to get rid of this menace, etc. So I said, hey, why don't you do a survey on knowledge, attitude, and practices of the clinicians? What do they think about it? Do you have any idea about the trends, etc.? So that was the first time. Quickly devised one questionnaire, let it out to everybody, collected about 14,000 sheets, and then he started dropping one after another. These questions are open-ended. This is not giving the correct answer. We cannot make out anything out of this. You cannot publish it. And finally, out of 14,000, there were only some 400 odd sheets which were correctly filled. And then, that was the first, feel of it's not easy to get on to even the observational or the implementation research. So that was the insights into research. And then the FIGO meeting, again, the anemia was buzzing in my head. So as I was going around the stalls, there was injectable iron placed there. I said, hey, this is new, and why this is not available in our country. And then I came and I really chewed the brains of Mr. Khanna and others in MCure. And I said, Make in India movement is now. But then we had said, if the costly medicine is the barrier, let's manufacture it in India and get it at a reasonable cost. So that was the beginning of the parental line, which is now into the Anemia Mukta Bharat. We still continue to carry on that movement because there are some differences in the policies that we need to make about the 2018 policy, which says, okay, quick fix her hemoglobin, guys, because she's now going to land into labor. She may have PPH and she may die. That's not the end goal. There are two more important things for this. By mid-pregnancy or early third trimester, she has to transfer enough iron to her baby for its mental development. That is one great thing. So next amendment of Anemia Mukta Bharat, we are going to be insisting that by 30 weeks, she should be in the pink of health. Better still, preconception care and the wellness cycle she has to get into. So that is the change. So we still continue to relentlessly work on that module, also recognizing that women who are anemic will program their babies into stunted growth and less IQ and attention deficit disorders, etc. So this is, it's never ending, but it's there. And the Lageraho principle again has helped there. And all my champions who can see around here who have done their bit, whether it's Sampath in adolescent care or Ramni's unit in Manyata, or the public awareness, and things are moving. We are moving the needle further. The B was the building contraceptive choices, where nobody in the country were ready to take the PPI-UCD study. They said, we have tried and tested. If you put an IUCD postpartum, it just drops away. Dr. M.N. Parekh was there that day. So he said, if you can find a bakra, you catch them, because we are getting the funds and you can probably ask them to do. And so I was the one who said, okay, at the most we may fail. So never be afraid of failures. To win, you must begin. So that was the PPI-UCD study, which we presented to the government. And then now that's also become a policy. And many, many private practitioners have taken to it also. So that was the B, building contraceptive choices. Lot more opportunities with technology to make the girls and women aware of the various choices that they have and how they can empower themselves to make their decisions. See, cervical cancer. Well, as we speak, tomorrow is the National Roundtable Summit on cervical cancer in Bangalore, for which our beloved Vice President, Dr. Neerja Batla, is coming into Bangalore to deliberate with the government and with the champions and many, many stakeholders. So that is still an unfinished agenda. 90, 70, 90. Are 90% of our girls between 9 and 14 vaccinated? Not yet. So we have work to do. 70% have had HPV tests at least once in their lifetime. We will move sooner rather than later. And the last 90%, those who are detected, are they given complete treatment? Maybe the Ayushman Bharat cards will come in and then they will be able to access the treatment. So cervical cancer, really preventable. If we are saving lives, helping mothers survive, I see many champions here on that program as well who had supported us. Why are these mothers surviving? Only to die of cervical cancer later in their life, or to struggle with diabetes or NCDs later in their life? No, we need to prevent the preventable. If maternal deaths could be prevented, yes, cervical cancer could be prevented, eliminated. So that is again a renewed focus, and we want all of us to get our act together for that as well. The diabetes, another meeting I was hopping on, I just in private rang Ramni Devi, and I said, Sunil Gupta is doing the Hello Diabetes program. I've sent him a video record. Say, don't you want to come and take the blessings of Dr. Seshaya? Bhagwan. Then I have to go there and take the blessings, because I believe that blessings of the seniors, the mentors, and the Almighty is something that sails us through many of the crises. And if our intent is right, we will accomplish what we need to do. Again, the single step test, the percolation of that into the government recommendation, it's been a huge attempt. The bitter truth about the sweet disease is now known to everybody, and we are rallying around doing better and better for our girls and women. Last but not the least, E, A, B, C, D. A for anemia, B for building contraceptive choices, C for cervical cancer, D for diabetes, E, emergency obstetric care. Arey Bhagwan, 35 years back with Dr. Harshad Sanghvi, Johns Hopkins, the team had come to do with the government FOGSI EMOC, Emergency Care Program. Again, only Dr. Uday Tanawala Paru and myself, three idiots, were ready to go onto this project, because it involved visiting many medical colleges in the country. And whatever we were asked to do, we had to do. We had no idea what this whole thing was about. So like HMS is helping mothers survive. I said this program can be called Hiding Behind Harshad Sanghvi, HBHS. That's what we named it, because it's easy to hide behind Harshad Sanghvi, go everywhere. And we did this emergency obstetric care program, which is now translated into the 16 clinical standards of Manyata, which we very proudly have showcased to the global scenario. It's not rocket science. It is the minimal that every woman who appears there in her pregnancy, intrapartum and postpartum, deserves a care with respect and dignity, and in a quality-driven manner, with safety, with the simple, doable standards that we are now on a war footing, making it a movement across the country. To the world, 3,500 hospitals, which we have trained and accredited, looks like a very big number. To UK and US, it looks like, oh my God, those many private hospitals. And we know in our own mind how little that is for this country, because we have to at least touch 50,000 hospitals, at least. You know, that is the scale of the program where it has to reach to. And I'm very happy and proud to say that it is Tamil Nadu who has taken the lead. The TNFOG, under the leadership of Revati last year, and now with Ramni Devi, they have been hitting centuries, 100 hospitals every year. This time it may be 200 hospitals. And the other three evergreen champions, Sampath, Jayam, Charmila, it's given. We take them for granted now. They have to be an assistant to maternal newborn care, which we have initiated for individual nurses. And this is the last thing I want to close with, because the nurse who has got this certificate from Health Sector Skill Council is now seeking her placement in better facilities with better payment. 15,000 was her salary. Now she's getting 40,000 in the Cloud9 chains. And just look at what difference it could make to her family. So the livelihood entangled into the capacity building, translating into better patient care. All the dots are connected. And though we are working hard towards achieving this goal, we are working quite with a great sense of responsibility and joy, because when we reflect on what we have done, the hard work translating into the success stories has given us more inspiration and more energy. So Selva must have got her answer to what is the secret of our energy. Do more, give more, do it happily, and it will rejuvenate every cell in your body. Thank you so very much for this lovely opportunity.
That is a lovely message. I mean, charging yourself comes from each and every cell of yours. By giving, you get charged. Now I understand. You give and you get charged. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Dr. Hema Divakar for us delivering her International Women's Day message. Ramani Madam, is there something you want to add up to this? Madam who's created a revolution in this anemia, in diabetes, in contraception, in Manyata. I go to so many places. I've seen staff attending classes sitting next to me for Manyata. And I said, go. If they find you're doing work and doing, you would not get the certificate, go properly
I
and
think
attend.
she has revolutionized the entire Tamil Nadu by her Manyata program.
Revolutionized.
And
that is
all
the
my
word.
staff member, I acknowledge her saying that during the TNFOG conference, I conducted a labor online with the help of that Manyata certification. My staff were able to manage it. So that is the cap of Dr. Hema Divakar to spread the knowledge among our paramedical staffs upon whom we rely. Pardon?
No. Did Hema Madam speak?
No. I think Selva said revolutionize. That's the word.
Revolutionized. That is the key word for you. That's the key word.
Yes, yes. So women,
All the women
Sampath, you want to say
women-
anything?
No. I'm just looking at the pattern of all these people who are at the top. Like Madam had said, it's not that the people who are not busy who are able to lead better. The people who are busy are able to lead better, I guess. The more and more involved in work, you get addicted. Somewhere in the by the notch, by the side, we are getting hit by like the travel bug. The energy bug bites us, I guess, and then that gives you so much energy to achieve. So, very inspiring evening for me indeed. And Hema Madam, are you hopping anywhere else in a different color? Please let us know. We would like to see
but
that
in the same
also.
color, but Nirja has landed at the hospital, so I'm going to bring her home.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you.
And,
Thanks a lot. Vanakkam
thank
again.
you, madam.
Now Hema madam is talking Tamil very fluently.
Already 10 years back itself, she used to talk good Tamil.
class
See, I didn't know she was not from Tamil Nadu. See,
Hema madam, first time when I met you, I told one word. You was not able to understand that term. When I met you first, that is 10 years back, I think. Kadugu siridhanalum karam kuriyadu.
Okay.
So now you can understand the meaning, I think.
It's ரொம்ப complicated Tamil, madam. Please don't torture Actually, when I met her for the first time some 10 years back, I never knew that she was a person from outside Tamil Nadu. So that's the way they reach heights. By being people's people. I so wish Nandita madam had joined here. She's so for that question. Anyways, thank you so much, Hema Divakar madam.
Thanks to all of you.
I'm registering heartful wishes from Reshma Pai madam in this event. And she's also hopping between events and her heart is here with us. And she wants to wish all the women, all the practitioners and friends of colleagues of her here in Tamil Nadu Federation, a very happy International Women's Day celebration. And I think we should move on to our chief guests, our lovely girls who've been waiting patiently to be behind our leaders. You're equally appreciated, dear children, and you're no less. But you all know we took advantage of you by putting you a little behind in the show. That doesn't mean you're behind. You are the beginners who are really inspiring. It hasn't taken so many long years for us, for you to come into the ladder. You have achieved the limelight by starting so early, and this stardom. We also hope that you will be more matured than many of us to handle this kind of pressures. So, Ramani madam, are we going to have Kasturi with us? Aarti with us first?
Anybody? Anyone?
I think I'll call Aarti. She'll be busy with the wedding also. So, and she's been waiting
Okay.
here for a long time, I get. So Aarti, pride, and we all know she. Okay, let me first introduce Aarti for who she is first. So, can you have the first slide? Can you have the first slide, please? You want me to read this for Aarti? I want to. I want the first slide. Yeah, because I want to introduce Aarti for who she is and what she has achieved personally on this special day. See, she's a Young Achiever Award. She's a Women Achiever Award from Mega TV. She's a Special Merit Award. She's a National Child Award for Exceptional Achievement. And she's been awarded the Super Kid and the Young Rotary Sports Icon for 2005 Young Achiever Award. So many awards at this young age. And now I would also like to tell you, Aarti is the daughter of our very own Dr. Mala Raj. And she's a pride to us in so many ways. And you must have seen her. You must have definitely watched her in many of the televisions and the newspapers. She's been always in the headlines for all the right reasons. And as doctors, how much ever we talk about fitness, we are in the place where we keep advising our patients repeatedly on diet and this thing. She's just a living example, and she started so early, and she's going to stay like that forever, I guess, as the Sweet 16 forever. Aarti, welcome to our International Women's Day celebration by the Tamil Nadu Federation. And so proud of whatever you've achieved. You know, we've been congratulating your mother all the time. Today, I'm getting an opportunity to congratulate you in person, Aarti, for whatever you've done and for inspiring. And fitness, the goal, the mantra of any doctor you have casually established. Not just established, you won clothes for that, you won awards for that. You've just put us on the map. You have made us so proud, Aarti, and you also have a little bit of the roots near in my district. I'm extra proud of that. I'll take a little bit credit on that, having you from my side of this part of the country. And welcome to this show, Aarti. And here we are looking forward to hear how you've been balancing this medical field and this coaching. How many hours? Like 30, 40 minutes of exercise itself, 2, 3 days a week itself looks like a task for us, da. And you are non-stop into everything and doing it effortlessly. Come on. Time to hear from the little girl.
Um, First of all, I would like to thank you for having me here. I'm truly grateful and honored. It was just really inspiring for me to hear so much about OGians. My mom being an OGian, looking at her hustle, and now looking at so many people hustling at the same level. I'm sure you're an inspiration for my mom as well. For me, definitely, this is one of my first conferences like this. I've attended a lot of sports conferences, but something on the OG side webinar. This is my first, so I'm truly grateful. Thank you very much for having me here, and a happy Women's Day to everybody. About me balancing sports and academics, I think I owe it all to my family, to be very honest. I studied in Bhavans. I did my MBBS in Ramchandra, and I did my master's in infertility in Ramchandra. So it was not easy. It was a roller coaster for sure. I'll be lying if I enjoyed every part of it. There were days that I was thinking, why I'm doing both? Why am I doing medicine? I could have taken something easier. But since I was a child, this was something that I always looked forward to. Biology was my favorite subject in school as well. I still do train. I still skate. That's my passion, and I don't think I can ever let it go. The Asian Games, we won a bronze medal, but that only motivated me to train more, actually. I train in the morning for 2.5 hours and in the evening for 3 hours. How did I manage it? To be honest, I have a very strict schedule. I enjoy it. I heard one of the doctors also saying that, you can achieve everything you want when you're actually busy. So I've always been keeping myself really busy. My day starts at 4:30 in the morning and I'm in bed by 10 p.m. So most of my life is like a robotic life where I train in the morning, go to college, come back home, go for training, read a little, go to bed. So this has been my lifestyle for very long. For some reason, I haven't got bored of it yet. I still enjoy it. And now I join my mom in the hospital. So I work a few hours every day with her. and I still go to skate. But the only thing that kept me going till today, I think it's still going for me, is my family, my mom, my dad, my sister. I got married 4 years back. My husband's a cricketer. So I think him being a sportsman also helped me quite a bit because our schedules are very similar. And he also motivates me to train every day. Like ma'am said, training 2 to 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times a week is still hard for a lot of doctors. But the only thing I would tell everybody is it always makes life a lot easier if you could spend 30 minutes for yourself. This is what I keep telling my mom. Now, thankfully, she started listening to me. So she does yoga, Pilates. So the only thing that I could tell all of you, you all are so much elder to me, and I look up to all of you. You all are an inspiration for me in the field of medicine and how much we could achieve in medicine as well. So as a youngster, the only thing I could tell all of you is keep 30 minutes for yourself. Do anything you like, a walk, yoga, Pilates, so many new things coming up in the fitness industry. So I think that makes, for me, it helped me manage so much with time. The sport taught me how to be on time, how to accept failures, how to come back after a failure. And I think that's something that I would always be grateful for in my sporting career, because that also taught me a lot in life. My parents always said that I had less distractions because I was an athlete, because I had less TV time, less going out with friends time. But I think all that played very well for me, because now my life is a lot more systemized. So I think as a sportsman, that's something that I've always learned, how to manage time and how to accept failure. I'm not going to talk too much, but the only thing that I could tell through this Women's Day is that we're as good as the men. I always train with a bunch of boys. I enjoy challenging the boys. I think that's what helped me achieve a lot more in my skating field, competing with the boys. So I've always fought with the boys, and I always think that we're as good as them. Apart from that, I think family was my biggest support. Family is my biggest support, and we can't achieve anything individually, but only can achieve something as a team. Like my coach, my mentors, my nutritionist, my dietitian, my strength and conditioning. They're a big team working behind one person, but we're all together. So I feel like any medal that I won is a achievement of everybody. So I think teamwork is what is going to make us all achieve what we want. So I don't know what else to say, but thank you so much for having me here. I wish everybody here a very, very happy Women's Day. And I've heard every speech, everybody speak, and it truly is inspiring. And I'm looking forward to hearing more people speak as well.
It's always easy for us to advise, Aarti. And you are just living and showing about what true discipline is like. And skating itself is like a balance, no? So you are already
Yeah.
mastering the art of balancing. So that balance and this balance, I think you're finding it so easy. And I don't think Mala, I know Mala, your mom is like super fit and she does surgeries like a marathon. So
Yeah.
it's different when you tell me that you are still asking her to do more. And she's
Yeah, I
ever
still want
got
her
very
to.
good genes, Aarti. Yeah, you got very good genes and enviously very good genes in the looks wise and everything. So, Aarti, thank you so much for being with us. Not by
Thank
age, we
you.
really look up to you. A little bit of the discipline what this girl is following in life. If we are able to do it, I think we'll be becoming
I'm
more
sure you
confident
all
in
are following more of it as well.
little bit, but this discipline, this like you follow it like a ritual. I don't think we
Yeah,
are
I
doing that.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
I
you
enjoy it.
enjoy. I think
Yeah.
after a point it
Thank
becomes
you,
a
Dr.
habit.
Aarti, for having been with us today. Thank you
ma'am.
so
Thank you
much.
so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Convey
Thank you,
regards
ma'am.
to everyone at home and the cricketer husband. We are all a big fan of cricket.
Sure.
And so please tell him a big hi from all of us. Thank you
Sure,
so
ma'am.
much, Shah,
Sure.
for
Thank
being
you
with
so
us
much for
here.
having me, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, madam, we should move to our next sweet girl. We have to call our Dr.
Next
Nandini.
speaker. Next and the last speaker.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are having here Dr. Nandini Sarvanan. She's a DGO and MS, DNB and FICOG. She's Assistant Professor, Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Postgraduation. Sorry.
Jipmar, Karaikal. She is from Jipmar, Karaikal. What happened to Selva? Okay, let me have the privilege of introducing Dr. Nandini Saravanan. She has been a Mary George Gold Medal for the best outgoing student of CMC Vellore during her career of DGO and MS, and Dr. JM Memorial Award in 2023 IMA IAP for community service, TNFOG Youth Award in 2022 for academic contribution, COVID Warrior 2022 and the Social Service Award in 21 for COVID services, Foxy Comedy Orator Award. This is how I came to know about Dr. Nandini. This was my first acquaintance with her when she delivered the comedy oration in 2020. She's a district instructor on IAP and a lactation consultant in BPNI and NYCF, an active member of Women in Public Sector, principal investigator of ICMR and Fluid Research Grant, seed money grants, and presented several papers in both national and international conferences. She has published papers in peer-reviewed index journals. Let us listen to Dr. Nandini, how she has reached this level. Nandini, the
So much,
floor
ma'am.
is
It's
yours.
my privilege.
Yeah.
Could you please permit me to share some photos, ma'am?
Okay.
It's my great privilege to share this webinar with the great legends in the field. But today marks a significant milestone in the growth and development of my life journey. Ramani ma'am had given the great opportunity to share my lifeline. So it made my work easy because I'm just going to say how I came through the stage. Poverty was never a bane. It was a boon for me always. I was born in a very rural family near Karaikal. My father was a daily agriculture laborer and he was a daily wager, and my mother was a homemaker. I started my primary school education in a government Tamil medium school in the place called Varichukudi. It's near Karaikal. And after completing my primary school education, I got opportunity to study in Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, CBSE residential school, where government not only takes care of your education, but also takes care of all your basic needs by Government of India. After completing during my school days, when I was in 8th grade, I came to know about the birth story of my mother, where she was taken by untrained joy, and she came to know that she had an intrauterine demise of the baby. On the way to a hospital, she had delivered me on the way to a hospital in a small bullock cart. And she had really a bad time and unattended birth and the birth injuries related and the complication thereafter. So she was my inspiration to become obstetrician. She was my inspiration. She always remembered, I always remember my mother, and I never wanted any woman to face that situation in the life. That's the time I decided I want to become obstetrician. From then on, I have never changed my mind. I continued to study in Navodaya Vidyalaya, and I have learned. The girl who knows only Tamil came out knowing trilingual language, can read and write Tamil, English, and Hindi. I came out as a state holder in Hindi as well in my 10th grade. So after completing my education, I have appeared for my higher education, and I have applied for the entrance examination where I have qualified medicine, engineering, and nursing. But unfortunately, the girl who always dreamed about the medicine have to take up her nursing as a career because of poverty, because I couldn't afford for my medical education, and my father was having his illness. So because of these two reasons, I have chose to become a nurse. So I have started my nursing career. I studied for about 2 years, following which, again, my father recovered from his illness. My school teacher was happy to give a surety to get an education loan and contribute for my education. So again, I gave up my exam. I got qualified the first 10 ranks. So I got a government free seat to pursue my medical education. Doing a medical education was also a great tough time. Throughout my medicine period, I stayed in a government free hostel, and where the food is only mainly to take care of our hunger, never had for tasty. So, but that gave me immense energy and power within me, made me to go through entire struggle. This was the short-term studentship project when I was in a third year, where I had a wonderful community medicine doctor and guide who was my mentor, who guided me throughout, gave me the insight of a community medicine, or rather a community obstetrics. I traveled through many of these villages, took my privilege and to go through these struggles. And I was also a good orator. So I was honored by Chief Minister of Puducherry when I was a second year medical graduate. And unfortunately, after completing my medicine, I couldn't come back for my graduation. It's not because I couldn't travel. After completing my graduation, I moved on to CMC with the guidance of my community medicine professor, who's no more now. But he guided me that I should pursue my higher education in CMC. So thereby I ended up reaching CMC Vellore in the year 2007. There I completed my internship. By then my internship stipend was only 5,000. I have to give 4,000 for my graduation day. So I couldn't afford for it. So I couldn't come back for my undergraduate graduation as well. So, but it was very difficult after pursuing 4 years where I couldn't come back. But luckily, or by God's grace or the blessings of my teachers and mentors, I was the best outgoing student with a Mary George Gold Medal for both my DGO and MSOG. And always people feel that having a family or having a small baby is a real challenge and you cannot achieve in your life. That I never agree, because both my kids were 45 days or 50 days during my DGO and MS. With them only I have managed to study. And I had a very supporting husband and a very supporting father and mother, and my brother, who's always a supporting person in spite of all the struggles I could come through the stage. And once after completing my DGO, I have moved on to Pudukkottai district near Trichy. I worked in a Christian mission hospital, and I have got a great opportunity to work with this rural unit. And I have worked in the rural unit there, where I could got training from Indian Academy of Pediatrics, and I got the opportunity to work a couple of pediatrician in near Trichy, and I could train the primary birth care attenders in a Pudukkottai district. And after that, I got a government posting in Neyveli Lignite Corporation. Then I moved on to Neyveli. I worked for about 2.5 years. During that phase, the great support of a government salary helped me to repay all my educational loan and settle the families. But whole family was happy about my growth, but that I have got a settlement in a government posting. But then I wasn't happy. I wanted to pursue my MS. So I gave resignation from NLC and moved back to CMC Vellore in the year 2015 and stayed till 2020. So nearly more than a decade, about 11 years I spent in CMC Vellore. CMC Vellore had given me lot of insight in terms of my life, in terms of my career, service orientation, inclination towards rural service. I got the opportunity to work with the great minds of the nation, where I got my total vision of my career changed. And in the 2020, due to COVID, I moved back to my hometown. And again, I started working in the rural unit of Karaikal. And I have the district administration gave me the privilege to work in the district hospital as a special officer during COVID time, where I could serve my own people of the district. It's not only that, I also had a feel that where my father was working as a daily wager, we could procure those lands, and I could got the opportunity to work with my father. And I could go back to the schools where I studied, where the teachers who had mentored me, to go back and stay with those kids and give a motivational talk for them to come out of their poverty. Poverty never stopped anyone, neither the location never sets the hurdle. At any location we will be able to achieve. These are a couple of senior professors in the pediatric neonatology units, where I could do the pediatric work, neonatal resuscitative programs, and lactation counseling along with the people of pediatric departments. Because of the COVID service, because of all the things I could do in the rural unit, fetched me all these awards and rewards. But then it does not stop with it. Working with the underprivileged population gives me the immense pleasure where I got an opportunity to work with the juvenile delinquencies, work with the paramedical staffs and support staffs of the health system, where also I could able to go to all the schools, not only to the schools, to the college, to in the program under the Rashtriya Utsav, Shiksha Abhiyan and SSK, various government programs. I could connect with them. I could able to do the groundwork at the Karaikal district, and fetched me this Dr. Kamini Rao Oration Award in the year 2020. And Ramani ma'am was the president by then for the South Zone. And it was a great honor to be with the legends of this field, legends of this FOGSI forum. And this is all the recognition so I could receive from the FOGSI. And it is always possible for a rural girl or for any person for that matter, immaterial where you are coming from, what is your background. If your aims are great and if you sustain your hard work, and you will definitely achieve. There is no limit for it. Apart from this education and about the residential school, I also got trained in various sports activities. I was a regional volleyball player. Also, I got a training in various self-defenses, karate, and other classical dance, and all those things that I could learn on the way of this journey. And this is again, the sustainability is a cycle where our paddy field back, I could reach through the MS and back to my paddy field with my father. My father is no more, and I lost my father 6 months back, but yeah, emotionally disturbing. And he left behind he donated his eyes, and hopefully those eyes are looking at me. Family backbone always. And thank you for the opportunity given. I just want to give the message to my, sorry, it's disturbing.
Dr. Nandini, you should be proud of yourself. We are extremely proud of what you have achieved. அழாதீங்க. You're such an inspiration. உங்களை பார்த்தா எனக்கு, நீங்க இருவர்னு ஒரு படம் பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா?
No, madam.
பார்த்ததில்ல. மேடம்
now you understand why I have chosen Nandini today.
இல்ல மேடம் என்ன பேச விடுங்க, நான் உங்கள்ட்ட பேசணும்.
இல்ல,
இருவர்னு ஒரு படம் இருக்கு மேடம். அதுல ஏஆர் ரஹ்மான் பாட்டுல நம்ம வைரமுத்து எழுதின லிரிக்ஸ் இருக்கு. இந்த உலகம் கதவடைத்தால் எட்டி உதைப்பேன் அது திறக்கும்னு அந்த பாட்டுல ஒரு லைன் வரும். லிட்ரலி அத பண்ணிருக்கீங்க நீங்க. Don't even work. Your father must be so proud. அவங்கள விட we are so proud. And madam must be யோசிச்சுட்டு இருப்பாங்க என்ன அவங்கள பேச விடாம. அந்த லைன் கரெக்டா வருதுங்க நீங்க பேசுற ஒன்னொன்னுக்கும். இந்த உலகம் கதவடைத்தால் எட்டி உதைப்பேன் அது திறக்கும். I'm just translating it for Jaideep madam who might be listening to this. If the world is closing the door towards me, I'm not going to run away. I'm just going to kick the door, open it and make my way. That's the meaning for those lyrics, madam. So this is such an inspiring story, Dr. Nandini. And Ramani madam, எனக்கு புரியுது.
ஏன் choose பண்ணேன்னு தெரியுதா?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I think she should be an inspiration to all of us, all the youngsters. Nothing is impossible.
Exactly.
சக்தியால எதை வேணா பண்ணலாம், எதை வேணா சாதிக்கலாங்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு உதாரணமே நந்தினி தான்.
அதுவும் பாண்ட் வித் சில்வர் ஸ்பூன் அண்ட் இவ்வளவு கம்ஃபர்ட்ல இருந்துகிட்டு இதை பண்ணிட்டோம் அதை பண்ணிட்டோம்னு பேசுறதெல்லாம் இப்ப அசிங்கமா தெரியுது. என்ன பெருசா பண்ணிட்ட நீனு, கொஞ்சம் சும்மா இருக்கிற மாதிரி நீங்க பின்னாலேல வந்து அடிச்சு நிமித்திட்டு போயிட்டீங்க டாக்டர் நந்தினி. தேங்க்யூ சோ மச். யுவர் ஃபாதர் மஸ்ட் பி எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம்லி ப்ரவுட் ஆஃப் யூ.
நந்தினி இத வந்து இது பண்ணிடுங்களா, ஸ்கிரீன் ஷேர் நிறுத்திடுங்க. ஸ்டாப்
ஸ்கிரீன் ஸ்டாப் ஷேரிங். எஸ் மேம்.
We cannot see.
Very happy to hear. Fantastic. Anonmani பேசுறேன். It was so inspiring to everybody.
எனக்கு அப்படி இருக்கு, அதான் சொல்றேன்.
புல்லரிக்குதுன்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு.
ஆமா, அதான் சொல்லிட்டேன் நானு. அட காப்பி நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்
சொல்றதுன்னு தெரியல, பாத்துட்டு இருக்கேன் அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஆமா,
ஹேட்ஸ் ஆஃப் நந்தினி.
உதைச்சிட்டு அப்படியே போயிட்டே இருக்கீங்க. அங்க பாருங்க, நர்சிங்கா ஸ்டாப் பண்ணல, எம்பிபிஎஸ் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணல, டிஜிஓமா ஸ்டாப் பண்ணல, எம்எஸ் ஸ்டாப் பண்ணல, காமனிரா ஒரே எல்லாம் எங்க யோசிக்கிறதுன்னு யோசிச்சுட்டு இருக்கேன் நானு. சோ
Thank you, ma'am. I do really thank Ramani ma'am because she's the only person who knows my background, not even apart from my school teachers. Neither of my friends even know this. because I always feel having a self-empathy should bring my energy down. So I always think I have never, only Ramani ma'am came to know about this. And so I think I'm proud of Ramani ma'am being a great leader and bringing
Nandini,
up.
you don't think that அது வந்து self empathy இல்ல, you
ஆமா,
are setting an
pride.
example for so many of us.
ஆமா,
அதுதான் I wanted to bring that fact. Nothing can prevent you.
நம்ம வந்து நிறைய காம்படிஷன்ல இருக்கோம். நமக்கு புரியல. நமக்கு வந்து காம்படிஷன் இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் அகேன்ஸ்ட் அஸ். நமக்குள்ளதான். இப்போ நான் யோசிச்சுட்டு இருக்கேன், உங்க ஷூல நான் இருந்திருந்தா நான் என்ன பண்ணிருப்பேன்னு நான் யோசிக்கிறேன். அதை யோசிக்கும் போதே எனக்கு பயமா இருக்கு. இவ்வளவு நீங்க பண்ண அளவுக்கு நான் பண்ணிருப்பேனான்னு எனக்கு ஐ டோன்ட் ஹாவ் அ கேரண்டி அட் ஆல். தட் இஸ் த ரியல் திங். அதுதான் உண்மையான சாதனை. உங்க ஷூல நான்
சாப்பிடாம அழுதிருப்பேன்
மேடம்,
சாப்பிடாம அழுதிருப்பேன்.
நான் தானே ஓட அழுதிருப்பேன். தெரியல மேடம், மேபி நான் பண்ணியிருந்திருக்கலாம். ஆனா திஸ் இஸ் ரியலி இன்ஸ்பைரிங். எப்பவுமே அப்படிதான். இந்த இடத்துல நான் இருந்திருந்தா இதை விட பெட்டரா பண்ணிருப்பேனான்னு யோசி. இது வந்து எனக்கு இந்த இடத்துல எனக்கு டவுட்டா இருக்கு. உங்க இடத்துல நான் இருந்திருந்தா அப்படி பண்ணிருப்பேனான்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு உண்மையான இன்ஸ்பிரேஷனா நீங்க இருக்கிறீங்க. தேங்க்யூ சோ மச்ங்க ஃபார் ஷேரிங் இட். ஏன்னா நீங்க பவர் பாயிண்ட் ஒரு செகண்ட் வெளியே போயிடுச்சு. என்னோட ஏதோ கால் வந்துச்சுன்னு டிஸ்கனெக்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு. நல்ல வேலை திருப்பி உடனே ஓடி வந்தேன். நான் ஐ டென்ட் மிஸ் மச். முட்காலம் பார்த்துட்டேன். அந்த பவர் பாயிண்ட் போட்டு நீங்க ஆனர் பண்ணீங்க பாத்தீங்களா, உங்க லைஃப்ல உங்களை இந்த இடத்துக்கு கொண்டு வந்து விட்டவங்களா அங்கேயே வந்து நீங்க நின்னுட்டீங்க. இன்னும் நல்லா பெரிய இதா வருவீங்க நீங்க. ஜஸ்ட் த பிகினிங். நீங்க உங்க ஹோல் ஜெனரேஷனுக்கே நீங்க பெரிய லைட்
மனமார்ந்த வாழ்த்துக்கள் நந்தினி உங்களுக்கு. எங்க எல்லாருடைய பிளெஸிங்ஸும் கண்டிப்பா உண்டு. யூ மஸ்ட் அச்சீவ் சோ மெனி திங்ஸ். பா எல்லாரும் கொஞ்சம் ஆன் பண்ணுங்கப்பா வீடியோவை. இப்பதான் சாந்தி மேடம், சாந்தி ராணிக்கு ஒரு தம்ஸ் அப். குட்.
இத நம்ம யூடியூப்ல போட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம இன்னும் ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணுவோம் மேடம். நம்ம இதுல எல்லாம் இது பண்ணி போட்டுடுவோம். People like her have to be so
chance telling Nandini. This chanceless.
Okay, shall we end the program? நாட்டு சென்னைக்கு கிளம்பணும்ப்பா.
பாருங்களேன் போட்டு போறாங்க. ஹாஸ்பிடல்ல எல்லா பிள்ளைகளும் கிளம்பிட்டு.
Thank you madam. Thank you for the wonderful program.
Thank you.
ரொம்ப அழகா இருந்துச்சு.
Thank you. அழகா மாடரேட் பண்ணிட்டேன்.
செல்வா நல்ல
great effort.
Great.
நல்லா பண்ணீங்க. So interactive and it was so lively.
எல்லாம் என்னோட ஃபேவரட்ஸ் மேடம். அது அப்படி தன்னால வந்துரும். இவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து தான் கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் தெரிஞ்சதெல்லாம் கத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன். கொஞ்சம்
நந்திதா அதுக்கப்புறம் முடிச்சதுக்கு
நந்திதா மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம். அல்கா கிருப்லானி மேடம் போன் எடுக்கல. ஐ டோன்ட் நோ நந்திதா ஏன் கண்டிப்பா வரேன் நாங்க. ஐ டோன்ட் நோ.
அவங்கள கால் பண்ணிருக்கணுமோ. பட் ஐ பிலீவ்
கால் பண்ணேன்.
நான் ஆல்ரெடி மென்ஷன் பண்ணிட்டேன். நந்திதா மேடம் பேரு, ரெஷ்மா மேம் பேரெல்லாம். நந்திதா மேடம் இஸ் பீப்பிள்ஸ் பர்சன். நான் சொல்லியாச்சு. ரெஷ்மா மேம் வந்து அவங்களும்.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Bye.